Welcome to practice. I'm Paul, and this class is for all the runners out there. Well, what I'd like to say is really for any kind of whether you're a runner, a walker, a biker, or a sitter. And especially if you're a sitter, this one's for you. We're going to work into the hamstrings, hip flexors, and quads, but also into the shoulders and neck, and we'll twist out the spine. It's going to feel great. It can be used as a post-run stretch class. Could also come back to this one again and again for a maintenance practice. If you have a couple of blocks and you're tighter in the hamstrings, I'd recommend having those blocks nearby. If not, we'll work around it. And Summer and I are adding 3 new classes to the channel every week. They're short classes, so you can fit them easily into your schedule. So please be sure to subscribe. And in the comments, let us know if you'd like to see more classes for various sports, because Summer and I do this together. It's just the two of us. So we do all the planning and filming and editing. And so we can craft this to your needs. And we're here listening. We love being in community with you, and we want to support you in what it is that you'd like to see. So thank you for being here. Let's do this practice for all the out there. We'll begin with puppy dog pose to help open up the shoulders and the neck. Just create more of a back bend in the upper back. So much of running and movement in general, we're in this sort of position. We're a little bit hunched over. So we want to do the opposite as well, just to counter the effects of a short or a long run. So hips directly over the knees, walk your hands forward. You could be flat-handed or up on fingertips. You could even have hands on blocks. And then as you lift the undersides of your arms up towards the sky, bring your either forehead to the floor or maybe even your chin to the floor. Bring your attention to your breath, breathing in and out through your nose. Try to lift your tailbone towards the sky. Just soften into the pose. This is such a good one for any time of the day, really. If you've been sitting at a desk, sitting on a phone, puppy dog on the floor, or even elbows could be on a table or a desk. You just melt your chest and head towards the earth. Let's take one more deep breath here, in and out through the nose. Inhale, rise. Ooh, feeling that one. That's a goodie. All right, hands forward to the shoulders. We'll prepare for downward dog. Spread your fingers, melt your chest towards the earth, and then lift up and back. Bend a knee, straighten the other leg, move back and forth. Pedal out your dog for all the bikers out there. The whole time, paying attention to the breath, the flow of the breath. Press the floor away, move your hips up and back. And then look forward, bend your knees, and walk your feet, keeping the knees bent all the way to the front of your mat, lining your feet up, hip bone distance apart, about 2 fist distance apart. Spread your toes. If you're tighter here in the forward fold, just bend your knees and try to lift your tailbone. So especially if you find that your low back is really rounded here, with knees bent, you could even slide hands up to ankles or shins, or be up on a block or two with your hands. Maybe sway a little bit side to side with your hips. Ground through your legs. From your hips, you're pushing down through the legs into the earth. It's an active stretch. Half forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Go hands to shins or ankle. Exhale and fold. Inhaling, rise all the way up. Once you're up, grab a hold of your left wrist. Lean over to the right. Look under your left arm. Pull on the wrist. I like to say it's never a bad time for a side stretch. And if you're a runner, walker, biker, hiker, or sitter, never a bad time for a side stretch. Inhale and rise. Switch, grab a hold of the right wrist, lean over to the left. Draw your shoulders back as you look under the right arm towards the sky. Inhale and rise. Exhale and fold forward. Step your left leg back to lunge and take both hands to the inside of your front foot. Now, we will be working towards a straight front leg. So if you're not able to straighten it, you could keep it bent. You could also have your hands on blocks. Here's where they'll come in handy. Moving with your breath. Inhale, lower your back knee almost to the floor. Look forward and lift your chest. Exhale, lift up through the hips. Stretch your front leg straight, coming onto the heel. Inhaling, back to the bent knee position. Look forward, lift your chest. Exhale, straighten your legs. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Let's hold the straight leg position. Bend the knee if necessary. And press your right heel down and try to pull it back. It's an isometric action that will engage your hamstring as you stretch. And you can sway your hips a little bit side to side. Stay with your breath. And then bend the right knee. Lower the back knee to the floor. Stay here for a moment. Lift through your chest. The chest reaches forward and up. Now shift your hips back and then stretch your front leg straight. You can walk it forward a little bit. This is Ardha Hanuman, also known as the runner stretch. We got to do the runner stretch. Pressing the right heel down, pull back isometrically. So again, we're dragging and engaging the hamstring. And spin your belly over your thigh, lengthen and fold, reaching through your spine. Relax your face. Some of these poses, those deep hamstring stretches, hip flexors too, it's hard to relax the face. But we must relax the face. Soft eyes, deep breath. And inhale, lengthen forward. Now keeping your left hand on the floor on blocks, and this is optional. One of our students, he dubbed this the Sobinus Maximus. Her last name is Sobin. And that's reaching right elbow towards the right big toe. You could do the left as well. And if you look at your bicep, that's the maximus part. So reach out, right elbow towards right big toe. Still breathing. Exhale and release. Bend your knee, lift your back leg, step forward, standing forward fold. Notice the difference between sides. It's amazing how a few stretches on one side can completely transform half the body. Bend your knees, step your right leg back. Both hands to the inside of the front foot. Back knee almost to the floor. And wait for your breath. Exhale, lift it up, front leg straight. Inhaling, bent knee position. Exhale, stretch your legs straight. Inhale, bent knee. Exhale, straight legs. Let's hold. Press your left heel down, pull back. Bowing to the inside of your left thigh. Soften jaw, eyes. With your exhale, bend your knees. Bring your back knee to the floor. Lift your chest. Reach it forward. So front foot and back knee isometrically pull towards each other. And then we'll release and stretch out for runner stretch. Extend your left heel forward. Fingertips on the floor or on blocks. Press your left heel down, pull back isometrically. Turn your belly over your thigh as you lengthen through your spine and fold. Feel the engagement of your hamstring. Then lengthen forward. Stay like this or maximize it. Left elbow towards left big toe. Or one could say left big toe towards left elbow, or a combo of the two. I have several students who can touch elbow to big toe. I am not one of those people. So if you're not touching, I'm with you. Okay, release. Bend your knee. Let's step back, plank pose. From here, either knees to the floor or just straight up chaturanga. Bend your elbows. Come all the way down. Fingertip cobra, hands to the sides of the mat. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. One more time, we'll hold. Inhale. Drawing your shoulders back. Lift through the heart. Exhale and lower. Push up and back to downward dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up in the air. Exhale, step it through. Lunge. Lower your back knee to the floor. Now I'm going to use 2 blocks for this variation of Anjaneya. If you don't have blocks, you'll work it with your hands either clasped on your front thigh or stretching arms up alongside the ears. But from here, we'll walk the blocks back. So even behind the hips if possible, and the hands are on the blocks. We lift through the side body, draw the shoulders back, and lunge into the front leg. Squeezing shoulders back. Heart pressing towards the sky. Such good, deep hip flexor work here. One more breath. Inhale and slowly rise. To go to a twist, you could either go left hand to the floor, right arm to the sky, or left arm to the outside of the right thigh. Hands in prayer position. So find your twist. Either way, back knee could stay on the floor, or you could lift your back knee off of the floor. Squeeze the inner thighs towards the midline. With your exhale, slowly release. Hands to the floor, back to down dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it through. Back knee down. Rise up for your variation of Anjaneya. So hands on the thigh or hands on blocks. You can walk your hands back as much as it feels right for you. Sink into the front leg and just feel the stretch. That right line of the body there up to the hip flexor area. Side body long, shoulders squeeze back, deeper in the front leg. Inhale and rise. Your twist, either right hand to the floor or right arm to the outside of the left thigh. Back knee stays down or lifts. Looking over your left shoulder, draw the head of your left arm bone back. Stay focused. And exhale and release back to plank pose. Set my blocks off to the side. And come all the way to the floor for what I call the resting pose. Thigh stretch on the belly. Right hand reaching back for the foot. We must open the quads. It's a runner's class. You can reach to the outer foot or the inner foot. Lift through your chest. Left forearm presses down and pulls back. And then we'll switch legs. Right arm down, left hand reaching back. Exhale. Release. Press up and back to down dog. Step the right leg forward to lunge. Lower your back knee to the floor. Now we'll combine the twist and the thigh stretch. Look over your right shoulder. Reach back with the right hand and grab a hold of your foot. And if you're unable to grab the foot, you could use a belt, or you could just do the twist and skip the thigh stretch portion. You can also come back to your belly for belly thigh stretch. Draw your right shoulder back. Look over your shoulder. Soften your jaw. Exhale and release. And we'll switch sides. You can step, jump, stumble, or cross switch. I'm going to step switch. Right hand down. Left hand to the left thigh. Look over the shoulder. Reach it back. Our twisted thigh stretch is also a back bend and a twist. Well, that's why it's a twisted thigh stretch. Twist thigh stretch and a back bend. Draw your left shoulder back. Relax your face. Soften your eyes, especially the left eye. And exhale, release. Lift your back leg, step forward. Standing forward fold. Inhale and rise all the way, reach up. Exhale and release. Final pose here, Uttanasana on a roll, forward fold on a roll. So you can either roll your mat up or take a blanket, roll it up, and you'll step with your ball mounds on the roll, but your heels are on the ground. And we'll fold forward from here. Hands could come to the floor, to the blanket, or to blocks. If you need to bend your knees a bit, you'll bend your knees. Lift your tailbone towards the sky. If after a run or a hike, a long walk, there are only a couple of postures you had time to do, this would definitely be one of them. So if you don't have something to roll up, you just find something nearby that you can get your feet up on, the ball mounds up on. And now let's step off of the roll. Just feel the difference in your forward fold. I'll do another runner's class for athletes where we'll do multiple postures with the roll under the feet. So good. Right, how good does this feel right now? Your forward fold after standing on a roll. And separate your feet a little bit wider. To come into a squat, if you need to turn your toes out, turn your toes out. If you need to lift your heels, you'll lift your heels. Let your hips be heavy. Lift through the chest. And just have a seat and lie back. If you want to use a block for supported bridge, you're welcome to do that. It's a great pose to do to close out if you have a block and if it feels good for you. Otherwise, you'll stretch out for Shavasana. The block could be at the mid-level or even at the highest level. I'll do it at the highest level. The key is it's on the sacrum, so it's below the waistline, not on the low back. Right, below the waistline, the big triangular bone, the sacrum. And if you're in supported bridge, just Bring your shoulders under, shoulder blades towards the spine. Whatever position you're in, just relax, let everything go. It's cultivating stillness, calmness. And I'll leave you here in Shavasana. If you have time to stay for a few minutes, I highly encourage you to rest, relax. Thanks so much for being here. It's a pleasure to practice with you. And we'll see you for the next class. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.